I took LeBron James and I put him into the 1992 NBA draft class so we can settle the debate once and for all. If you guys are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, there is a trend going on right now on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, where people are saying that we are done with the 90s basketball. They're saying that it wasn't real basketball. So I decided to take the best player from the 2000s and on, LeBron James, and drop him into the 90s at the same time as Michael Jordan to really once and for all squash this beef. So let's get into it. Alright, so we're jumping into the Jordan era in 2K. So basically all the stuff, whatever. So there's a ton of stuff that isn't there. So before we do this, we're going to use my created draft class where I put LeBron into the 1992 NBA draft. So now we have that set. Let's just make sure. And there it is. You can see the draft class coming in is pretty stacked. You have LeBron, you have Shaq, Alonzo Mourning, Christian Laettner. Not a lot of great players, but you have 3 all-time great players. And as you can see, it's the Bulls. There's a couple teams that haven't been into the league yet. We're just going to sim through this season so we can pick it up at the end of this season when we're going to go to the NBA draft. So I'll see you guys then. And at the end of the season, to nobody's surprise, Michael Jordan was the MVP. Larry Johnson was Rookie of the Year. Detlef Schrempf is on the Pacers, and he was 6th Man of the Year. David Robinson, DPOY. MIP was Purvis Ellison. Coach of the Year was Jerry Sloan with the Jazz, who have obviously Stockton and Malone. And Darnell Bird was Executive of the Year. So that should give you a time frame as to where we're at. First team, second team, third team. I'm only going to start going through this when we actually get LeBron in the league. But we're going to simulate the playoffs. I'm guessing the Bulls are going to win, but who knows? And at the end of the playoffs, the Utah Jazz beat the Chicago Bulls in 7 behind a guy on their team winning Finals MVP. So now we go into the offseason, where now a 18-year-old from St. Vincent St. Mary is going to come into the NBA and shake it up. And the Orlando Magic won the draft lottery last year, so let's see who wins the draft lottery this year. And it is the Minnesota Timberwolves, with the Magic falling to 3rd. Now, there are 3 good players, LeBron, Shaq, and Alonzo Mourning, so to each their own. But it will be interesting to see who drafts LeBron James. All right, going into the NBA draft, the Timberwolves are on the clock, and they select LeBron James out of St. Vincent St. Mary's. You are a Timberwolf. This would genuinely shake up the entire NBA because the Timberwolves, I don't think they've ever won a ring. And the Sixers, they select Shaquille O'Neal, a center from LSU, which means that the Orlando Magic are getting probably Alonzo Mourning. And that's who they get. So we're going to sim to the end of the draft. And we are now going to see 18-year-old, 84 overall LeBron James has touched down inside the 90s basketball. Will he be as dominant as people say? So my plan for this is I'm going to simulate to the year 2000 because obviously, you know, that's a lot of years. And then we will see, is LeBron James as dominant in the 90s as people say he's going to be? Obviously, it's 2K, but it's a fun little exercise to see. Because the next video, we're going to have Michael Jordan coming in 2004. All right, going into year 1, Michael Jordan is going to look to repeat his MVP. Let's look at the Bulls roster. It's the usual. They don't have Rodman here yet because this is the early 90s Bulls. They have Jordan. He's a 99. They have Pippen. He's a 90. And then outside of that, their team's all right. But now we go to the Timberwolves, where you have an 84 overall LeBron James, and you have Luke Longley. He's not horrible. And other than that, you have a lot of old people on the Timberwolves. So I don't think it's far-fetched to say LeBron will be probably getting an MVP very soon. And at their first matchup, the Bulls beat the Timberwolves by 47 points. But let's see. Jordan had 45 in their first matchup. LeBron had 21, 3, and 2. Now, obviously, Jordan is 29, LeBron is 18. So it's gonna be kind of a toss-up until LeBron starts to progress. And Jordan isn't really at his peak yet because his peak was like 96. So we will have some times of these guys going head-to-head. And one good thing is that the Timberwolves are in the West and the Bulls are in the East. So we may see some big-time matchups between them in the finals. At least I hope so. But like I said, I am not controlling anything. I am just the commissioner. I just simulate. So I'm just here to run the sim. But hopefully we see some big-time matchups come between those teams. And for some reason, they just completely went through the All-Star break. So I'm sorry that happened. But the Bulls are 46-14 and the Timberwolves are 17-46. They are losing a lot. But looking at the stats, let's see what kind of stats are going on right now in the Timberwolves. LeBron is averaging 25, 5, and 5. 2 steals, 2 blocks. Probably the best rookie season of all time right now. And another thing is, since they're 17 and 46, they probably have a lottery pick. And Chris Webber's coming into the draft. Maybe you get a switch up with those two. The Bulls are obviously the favorites, but we're going to sim to the end of the season and see if we can see the Bulls win a ring. And at the end of the season, Michael Jordan goes back-to-back winning MVPs. He averaged 30.7, 6.9, 6.5. He was a dog. Shooting almost 50, 40, 90. Rookie of the Year was LeBron James, and his stats are ridiculous for a rookie. Just a couple less points than Jordan. Bigger impact on the defensive side, so he's getting good fast. Patrick Ewing was DPOY. Other than that, going in here, LeBron James, first team NBA as a rookie with he who shall not be named, Patrick Ewing, and Clyde Drexler. So if you're looking at the West side, there is no play-in because this is 1992, but it's looking like it's going to be the Bulls and the Jazz again. We're going to sim to the finals, and maybe, just maybe, the Bulls can finally get one over the Jazz, and they do not, as the Trailblazers come in and win behind Clyde Drexler. The Trailblazers. And did Michael Jordan get hurt? Yeah, Michael Jordan got hurt. All right, we're taking off injuries. I'm sorry. I wanted it to be realistic, but we're taking off injuries. Yeah, no. I'm not letting this get hijacked by injuries. I'm sorry. And going into the draft ladder, you see the Timberwolves are the 4th highest odds to get the #1 pick, and they fall to 6th, so you won't be seeing any big-time players be paired, but who knows? Who knows what things will happen when you pair teams with LeBron James? The Bulls, usually they're going to be going for their 3rd championship in this year, but they lost the finals back-to-back years. So the Bucks' first overall pick, they select Penny Hardaway. The Pacers take Chris Webber. And let's go to the Timberwolves, where the Timberwolves will be selecting. See, I'm not doing that because that would be hijacking. The Timberwolves ended up selecting Sean Bradley, who was in Space Jam, the big man from BYU. Massive player, pause. Or that will help out with LeBron big time. All right, and going into the 2nd season of this experiment, you have Jordan, you have Pippen. Jordan actually went down from a 99, so maybe he's starting to regress. And going on to the Timberwolves, they have LeBron. That's basically all they have. But he's an 87 at 19 years old. He's on the last year of his contract. Obviously, I can't extend or anything. This is all the CPU, so I can't really do much. But I will be interested to see, maybe LeBron wins the MVP this year. Because at some point, he's just going to start winning MVPs left and right. As you see, the Bulls are still dominant. At some point, the Bulls are going to have to win a championship. Because if the Bulls don't win a ring because LeBron's in the NBA, I'm sorry. I'm done with the 90s personally. And at the trade deadline, the Timberwolves are 17-29. They're better from last year. They're still 12th in the conference. Probably won't make the playoffs just yet. And the Bulls are first in the conference, 36-12. So they're running it. Let's go and see the league leaders. As you can see, 1 and 2, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. LeBron is now at 30.7, 6.9, and 5.2. And shooting-wise, it looks like Jordan is still shooting just a little bit better. Jordan is not shooting any threes. That's the era. Because if you do remember, Draymond Green just passed Larry Bird for all-time three-pointers made. Because they weren't shooting threes. Dominique Wilkins here. Shaq's having a decent career out in Philly, where he's averaging 23.5. So we're going to have maybe some Jordan and Shaq battles like, we have. And you can see in the latest matchup between the Timberwolves and the Bulls, LeBron on 26, 5, and 4, and Jordan once again outperformed him. But it's only a matter of time until LeBron gets good enough that he will start beating everybody in the league. And next season, I'd say watch out, because that's when I think LeBron wins his first MVP if he doesn't win one this year. And at the end of the 2nd year of this simulation, we have Michael Jordan, who has another MVP. That's his 3rd straight MVP. You have Chris Webber, Rookie of the Year in Indiana. Bimbo Cole, 6th man. David Robinson was once again DPOY. He is on the Mavericks now. Robert Horry is MIP. Rick Adelman is Coach of the Year with the Blazers. And the Blazers are looking to repeat, but once again, Michael Jordan and LeBron James are all NBA first team. Did anybody make an all-defensive team? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, first team all-defense. And they do. The Bulls just got bounced by Shaquille O'Neal, and the Trailblazers go back-to-back behind Clyde Drexler. Are the Trailblazers going to be the dynasty of the 90s? Because they got bounced by Shaq. No, Hershey Hawkins, Vin Baker, and Shaquille O'Neal. Is Shaq going to come from behind and take everything over? I mean, this is accurate for Shaq, because this is his time period, but who knows? And going into this year's draft lottery, the Timberwolves have the second highest odds of getting the first overall pick, and they fall to 4. So their draft lottery ever since getting LeBron has not been that good. But it's time to go into the draft and see if someone falls to them. The first overall pick is going to be Grant Hill from Duke. Second, Jason Kidd. Third is Glenn Robinson, and the Timberwolves are probably going to miss out on all the blue chip prospects. Once again, my apologies. And the Timberwolves selected Donyell Marshall. And this is obviously the year that most of the Fab Five ended up coming into the league. But looking at it right now, imagine if they got Jason Kidd with LeBron on the Timberwolves. But you know, it is what it is. We're going to move into the next season where hopefully LeBron finally makes the playoffs. And going into the third year of this experiment, we have LeBron James surrounded by no help. This is very accurate to LeBron James's career, but then we go to the Bulls where we have Jordan, him and Pippen, BJ Armstrong, but he hasn't won any rings yet. He has not won a single ring. Technically, so far, if I was to say, I'm gonna say that LeBron's winning this one so far. That's just me personally. But what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start going and simming to when they play each other, which should be twice a year. So we're gonna sim to this first matchup on January 2nd and see if the Timberwolves can actually start winning games, because they've had high draft picks, but as you can see, they are failing to put talent around LeBron. But at some point, LeBron's gonna become LeBron and start taking his team to wherever they need to go. And in their first matchup of this season, you see the Timberwolves lose by 13. LeBron had 32, Jordan had 27, almost a triple-double. But it's starting to look like Jordan is going to get edged out by LeBron. Pause. But you guys understand what I'm saying. We're going to go to the second matchup of them, and that should be the 26th. There it is. We're going to go to the second matchup where maybe the Timberwolves are going to start cooking. But right now, they're on like the bubble of elimination for the playoffs. But really, when you have LeBron James, all you need is a shot, and he can take you there. And in their second matchup, the Bulls win once again behind Scottie Pippen carrying Jordan and LeBron dropping 35. Hey, any Bulls fans out there, I'm sorry. This is what 2K is saying. 2K is saying that Jordan, he didn't even get carried. He had 6 steals. What am I talking about? What am I yapping about? But the Timberwolves are in the playoffs as of now, but they need to have a strong finish to the end of the season because they're on the bubble. But if they can make it, and it's looking like they're gonna make it, a win streak down the stretch is absolutely huge for these guys. And they're starting to lose. They're at 8th, and they win the last 2. But it doesn't even matter for LeBron because Michael Jordan has his 4th straight MVP. LeBron's been in the league 3 years. He's 0 for 3 on MVPs. Jordan is 3 for 3. I don't know. Jason Kidd, Rookie of the Year with the Pistons. Grant Hill, 6th man. Also a rookie with the Miami Heat. David Robinson is DPOY with the Mavericks. Josh Garnett, Most Improved Player. Lou Burton, Coach of the Year. The Hornets are cooking. The Hornets are really cooking. And you can see, once again, Jordan, LeBron. Jordan's not really regressing as much as we thought, but we finally get to see LeBron James in the playoffs against the Denver Nuggets. And they have a squad. They have Dikembe Mutombo. Sean Bradley hasn't gotten any better. It's literally LeBron against a good team. Can LeBron get a W in the playoffs? Game 1, no. Game 2, no. And they have been swept because it used to be a best-of-5 series. So LeBron has been swept. Let's see if the Bulls will make it out, and they do. We're going to simulate the rest of the playoffs where it looks like the Bulls are finally going to win. They're finally going to get a ring behind Michael Jordan, Finals MVP. That's 1 ring for Jordan, 3 MVPs, and LeBron has nothing except a lot of All-NBA first teams. So as of now, obviously LeBron has a lot more time. Jordan's starting to cook, so we need LeBron to start cooking. Larry Bird finally retired, and he actually got to play out his full career without any injuries, so that's good for him. And we are going into the draft lottery once again. And in the draft lottery, who has the number 1 selection? The Nets have the first overall odds, and they end up not getting it. And the Atlanta Hawks get the selection. And this is also when the Grizzlies and the Raptors do their expansion draft. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to protect players. I'm just going to let it rock out how it rocks out. And we'll see where everybody goes. But right now, obviously, this video is focused on 2 guys. LeBron and Jordan. And right now, man, kind of crazy. So going into the NBA draft, the first overall selection to the Atlanta Hawks is Kevin Garnett has now entered the league. The Supersonics, they draft Joe Smith out of Maryland. Damon Stoudemire and the Grizzlies, who gets the 4th overall selection, get Stackhouse, and the Raptors get Antonio McDyess. So we're going to sim to the end of this one. And at the start of year 4 of this simulation, you can see the roster. Sean Bradley's gotten a little bit better, but LeBron's a 94 at 21. Everything's an A. He's cooking. Going over to the Bulls, they're looking to repeat. Jordan wants another MVP, but he's starting to regress. But his team is a little bit better. Him having Pippen is a big deal. But let's go to their first matchup against the Timberwolves and see if LeBron can finally get a head-to-head win over Jordan, because he hasn't gotten one all video. And in the first matchup, they will win by 25. Jordan had 25, 6, and 7. LeBron had 33, 14, and 4. I think this is when he's going to get his first MVP, but it's just not enough, and the Timberwolves are actually slated to make the playoffs. So we'll go to the second matchup. And the reason I'm not looking at the All-Star games and stuff is because they're LeBron James and Michael Jordan. They made it every year of their careers. So simming to their next matchup, maybe LeBron can finally win a playoff series, but with it being games to 5, it's a little tough, but sooner or later we will start to be able to see 7-game series. And in the second matchup, we have finally seen Jordan get taken down by LeBron, where Jordan had 19, 4, and 4, and LeBron had 40. Like I'm saying, okay, 24 free throws is kind of insane. Kind of insane. He shot just as many free throws as the Bulls had, but it doesn't matter. Who is this? Bryant Stiff outplayed a 97 overall Michael Jordan. Hey, I'm just saying what it says here. Right now, I think this is LeBron's MVP year. They're actually 7th in the conference, so they need to really have a good ending to the season so they don't fall out of the playoffs. But right now, LeBron may get his first MVP, and you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs with him. And he doesn't. Chris Webber ends up getting the MVP, averaging 25.4, 11.7, and 5.9. Interesting numbers to win the MVP. Kevin Garnett was Rookie of the Year. Joe Smith was 6th Man of the Year as a rookie. David Robinson was DPOY once again. Eric Wood was MIP. Glenn Bonner was Coach of the Year. But I want to see something. Hang on. Yeah, LeBron just got robbed of MVP. Absolutely robbed. But this is the first time we have not seen Michael Jordan on the first team. Clyde Drexler's still there and Penny Hardaway. So we're going into the playoffs where the dynasty of the Portland Trailblazers are playing against the Timberwolves, and you can see it's really just LeBron versus everyone else. Doug West is an 81. Danielle Marshall's starting to get better, but Sean Bradley is iffy. So round 1 of this, and it is another sweep. And the Bulls also got swept. Nope, they didn't. 3-1. But it's not looking that good, and it looks like the 76ers with Shaquille O'Neal are going to win the finals behind Finals MVP Shaq. So once again, a bad year for LeBron. Not a bad year because he's just hitting his stride. But it's looking kind of tough. It's looking like they're not giving LeBron help. But I know free agency will be happening soon. I can't control it, so maybe he leaves because I would not blame him for leaving. I would not blame him for leaving. Going into the draft lottery, the first overall pick will go to the Raptors. And the Cavs have the 2nd, Spurs have the 3rd. And I'm not sure who this is, but I guess we will find out right now. Let's see who's in the draft. Kobe, AI, Marbury, Ray Allen, Stojakovic. Another baby GOAT is entering the league in Kobe Bryant. And Kobe is going to the Raptors, maybe. And Allen Iverson got drafted by the Raptors, and there's probably still some hatred about that 81, possibly. The Cleveland Cavaliers have selected Kobe Bryant, and the 3rd overall selection is Stephon Marbury. The Nets draft Ray Allen, and the Washington Bullets select a trade to the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies take Peja Stojakovic. So we now have Kobe in the league. We have AI in the league. And I still cannot believe that LeBron, is he up for extension this year? He is. He's done with his contract. Maybe he leaves in free agency. One thing that would be crazy is if him and Jordan teamed up. And I have not seen anything, but I know LeBron's contract was up, and he re-signed a contract with the Timberwolves. The young guys are getting better. He does have a very young team, so I understand. And let's see, is Jordan still on the Bulls? He is, and he's part of the Untouchables. He's on the last year of his deal. Pippen actually got a decent contract this year. That's different. But now it's going to be time to see Can LeBron get a playoff victory? Because that's going to be the mark against him right now. He's playing well. He doesn't have an MVP, and he hasn't won the playoffs. But he has beat Michael Jordan head-to-head. And can he do it a second time? And it doesn't look like it as they get absolutely smacked by the Bulls. Jordan had 30. LeBron had 41, 10, and 5. Kerry Kittles is still in the league. Actually, no, he just got in the league. I was unfamiliar with your game. But right now, I mean, this has to be when LeBron wins the MVP. It absolutely has to be. So now we're going to go to the second matchup between LeBron and Jordan. And it looks like the Timberwolves are starting to figure some stuff out. And the second matchup between LeBron and Jordan, Danielle Marshall. Oh, LeBron had a stinker. 21. Why did he only play 21 minutes? Did he get fouled out? He did. He fouled out early. Jordan had 38, 6, and 8. But the Timberwolves, 31 and 21, they're third in the conference. So they're starting to play better. And that makes all the difference when we talk about LeBron's legacy. I haven't looked at the Bulls yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be in the mix, like top 3 seeds in the East, because they have 290 overall players. Also, one thing, why did we change all of these logos? Like the Pistons old logo, the Grizzlies old logo, the Jazz, the Rockets, the Raptors, the Heat. They all have these tough logos. Like these logos are fire. And then we just out and now we have lame logos. Like bring the logos and the retro jerseys back, man. I'm sick of only seeing it once. I need to see it all the time. And oh my gosh, as I am yapping, the Timberwolves are second in the conference. And this has to be LeBron's MVP season. As LeBron James has finally been given the MVP. His first MVP of this video, averaging ridiculous numbers. 33.6, 8.8, 7.4, 2.4 steals, 2.3 blocks. He probably won a DPOY as well. Allen Iverson, Rookie of the Year in Toronto, averaging 25. Joe Smith, 6th Man of the Year again. Alonzo Mourning, DPOY. They prioritized blocks over steals, is what it is. Chad Sweeney was MIP for the Bulls. T.R. Dunn for the 76ers and Shaq. Shaq is a dog. As you see, LeBron, first team All-NBA. Again, he's been it every single year. Second team is Jordan. Going into the playoffs, you have the 3rd seed Chicago Bulls against rookie AI and the 4 seed Timberwolves. Man, they fell out against the Mavericks. And the Mavericks have Steve Nash and Rodney Rogers. Glenn Robinson as well. Decent squad. And the Bulls are going up against the Raptors. And it is BJ Armstrong. Yeah, it's a squad. It's a squad. So let's see who wins this year's playoffs. And the Timberwolves get eliminated in Game 5. And the Bulls are looking like they're going all the way again. And they beat the Lakers. Jordan now has his second Finals MVP. His second title of the video. And LeBron still has not made it out of the first round. And it's crazy because this is exactly how his career started in the 2000s as well. And going into the draft lottery, the number 1 Spurs are drafting with the number 3 Wizards because they have now moved from the Bullets onto the Wizards. Spurs are in line to draft Tim Duncan. Charles Dudley, Chauncey Billups, T-Mac, all these guys are coming into the league. So let's see how it goes. But it is pretty crazy that the Spurs are going to get Tim Duncan if they want to draft him. And they do. The Grizzlies, they select Tracy McGrady. The Wizards, they select Blake Davidson. The Suns get Charles Dudley. And the Knicks get Keith Van Horn. Simming to the end, I know that Jordan actually is on the last year of his deal. I'm not sure what will happen. I'm guessing he's going to re-sign. He just won a title. But we're going to sim to the next season and see if LeBron, maybe some free agents come to his team to help him. But he's now in his prime. He's going to start dominating, winning the MVP every year. But he needs to catch Jordan. And at the start of year 5 of this simulation, I believe it's year 5, it is, we have the roster for the Bulls. Jordan ended up re-signing. And we go to the Timberwolves, and their roster is the same one, but Sean Bradley got a little bit better. I mean, LeBron's the best player in the league. They don't have much else. They do have a lot of young players, but it really is just LeBron. And they have an early matchup against the Bulls. Let's see if they can beat Jordan head-to-head. And they cannot. They lose by 4. LeBron had 34. Jordan had 32. So they have good matchups, but really it's LeBron. And then Danielle Marshall's balling, but he just doesn't have the depth that Jordan has. As you can see, they have a lot better bench. Steve Kerr is here. So we're going to go to their second matchup where maybe LeBron can strike back. But I'm guessing this is the year LeBron gets out of the first round. The Timberwolves are seriously cooking to end the season here. They are number 1 in their conference. They were not that high just a second ago, but it's a really tight race. And they face off against the Bulls and smack them. Jordan had 18, 4, and 4. LeBron had 35, 12, 6, 3, and 5. But can he get the number 1 overall seed? And he doesn't. He falls down to 3, but LeBron James, for the second straight year, has MVPs. Now, the leaderboard is 3-2. I didn't count Jordan's first one because LeBron wasn't in the league, but I might count it if I play a couple seasons with Jordan out of the league. I'm not sure yet. But look at the shooting splits. 45% from 3 is ridiculous. Tim Duncan, Rookie of the Year. Joe Smith, once again, 6th Man of the Year. Shaq is DPOY. Dylan Pickett is MIP. T.R. Dunn is the number 1. T.R. Dunn, Coach of the Year with the Sixers. And Jerry Temple is Executive of the Year. AI. LeBron once again. And, oh my gosh. Michael Jordan didn't make an All-NBA team. And the Bulls, they missed the play. Oh no, they're number 7. The Bulls are the 7th seed going against the Hawks. Yeah, I mean, the Bulls just don't have anybody around them anymore, and the Hawks have Kevin Garnett, who's been balling. The Timberwolves, they just won their first game against the Warriors. Let's see who the Warriors have, and the Warriors have Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin. Yeah, they got a squad, but Timberwolves have LeBron James. So let's see if LeBron can get up out of there in 3, and he does. He sweeps them. Going down to Michael Jordan. Can they upset the 2-seeded Hawks? They cannot. The Bulls have been eliminated. And can LeBron end up winning this? Can he win this as he goes against the Kings? The Kings, they have Jamal Mashburn, Ilgauskas, but LeBron's a 97. LeBron is cooking, and the first game, he wins. The second game, he wins. And the third game, he wins. Game of 7 in the... Oh my gosh. LeBron hasn't lost a playoff game yet this entire playoffs. He's going against the Vancouver Grizzlies, though, and they have just a good squad. Mark Jackson, Stackhouse, Stojakovic, Abdur-Rahim, PJ Brown. But none of these guys, I don't think, can guard LeBron. So game 1, Grizzlies win. Game 2, Minnesota wins. Game 3, Minnesota wins. Game 4, Minnesota wins. Game 5. And we are getting a matchup between Shaq and LeBron in the finals. Mitch Richmond and Hershey Hawkins. The Sixers are a better team overall. But LeBron in the playoffs, like, let's just see the Game 5 score. They won by 1 in Game 5. LeBron had 35, 9, and 4. Game 1 to the Timberwolves. Game 2 to the Sixers. Game 3 to the Sixers. Game 4 to the Timberwolves. Game 5 to the Sixers. We're going to go to Simcast because it's a title elimination game. And it looks like maybe the Sixers are too powerful. But LeBron's got the Wolves in the lead. (100-104), Timberwolves have the ball. And the Timberwolves force a Game 7 behind LeBron, scoring 28, 10, and 7. And Shaq had 26, 9, and 2. So we are on to Game 7. LeBron can win his first finals of this season with not really a good team around him. And we'll only jump in if it gets close. And it's not looking close, but maybe LeBron can start cooking. And it's a 9-point game. Timberwolves are starting to come back. But it looks like it's too little too late as the Sixers have knocked off LeBron. Shaq, Finals MVP. That's his second ring, his second Finals MVP. Magic Johnson finally retired. And in this draft lottery, the Jazz get the first overall selection, followed by the Wizards, and the Spurs got the 3rd overall. And that is very, very clutch for them because they now have Tim Duncan on their team. And what recruiting class do we have coming in this year? Antoine Jamison, Vince Carter, Dirk, Mike Bibby. Matching up Dirk and Tim Duncan, the league is in shambles. First overall pick for the Jazz is going to be Vince Carter. Second overall pick for the Wizards is going to be Dirk. And the 3rd overall pick for the Spurs is Mike Bibby. And we look at the Timberwolves roster. LeBron's a 96. He actually regressed. So that's not good. You go to the Bulls. Jordan is still here. He's 92. He has a better squad around him. But we're going to shadow the Bulls this year because they are regressing. And in the first matchup between Jordan and LeBron this season, the Bulls are going to miss the playoffs. Jordan is regressing fast. And Donyell Marshall's gotten better, but LeBron, a 32-point triple-double. This is like Cars when they said McQueen is fading. Because Jordan is fading. And we're going to their second matchup. And they get beat by 32. LeBron with a 41-point game. Jordan had 17. It's just too much. It's just too much, man. As we get to the end of the season, LeBron has his 3rd straight MVP, averaging 33, 10, 8. Almost, he might win DPOY this year. Dirk, Rookie of the Year for the Wizards. Joe Smith, again, Sixth Man of the Year. LeBron has won a DPOI. Tracy McGrady, MIP. Elijah Samuel, the Grizzlies are balling. LeBron, first team. Jordan is not on any first teams, and the Bulls missed the playoffs, which means it's time for the Timberwolves, and they beat the Suns in the first round. Now they're going against the Sonics, and the Sonics, do they have Gary Payton in this? They do. They have Gary Payton. They have Detlef Schrempf, Camby, and they have Sixth Man of the Year, Joe Smith as well. But it looks like the Timberwolves are starting to get better and better, and they get rid of them. They're back in the ECF again. They're going against the Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Mavericks have Steve Nash. They have Colin Johnston, Rodney Rogers, Eric Dampierre. But you see, people around LeBron are starting to get better. Kerry Kittles, Danielle Marshall, and Sean Bradley, they have a good young core, and the Timberwolves are back in the finals against the Raptors with rookie AI. Not rookie AI, but Allen Iverson and Grant Hill, Antonio McDyess, Kevin Duckworth, they have a squad. Can LeBron finally win a ring and shut up the critics? And game 1 goes to the Raptors. Game 2 goes to the Wolves. Game 3 goes to the Wolves. Game 4 goes to the Raptors. Game 5 goes to the Raptors. And LeBron has his back against the wall once again. We go into Simcast. And can LeBron take it to another Game 7? It's a close game so far. Another Game 7 in the finals for LeBron. Can he avenge the loss of last year? And they're out early. 7-point game. They're starting to pull away, and LeBron James and the Timberwolves have finally won a ring behind LeBron's final MVP. That's 1 ring for LeBron. Jordan, I think, has 2. 1 finals MVP. And he's just getting started. Just making sure everyone's still in the league. They are. Big time ring for LeBron. He finally quieted the critics. Now let's see who's coming into the league this year, as we have Baron Davis, Elton Brand, Steve Francis. Shout out Corey Maggette. Shout out Manu. Sean Marion, Ron Artest. And I think the Bulls may have a draft lottery pick. And they do not get a good one. They go down to 9. The Wizards and Dirk have another first overall pick, where they were second last year. The Wizards have a first overall pick, and they are going to choose Andre Miller. Lakers go Ron Artest before he was Metta World Peace. And a trade to the Kings for Jalen Rose, and the Kings select Baron Davis. The Blazers go with Steve Francis, and the Jazz select Lamar Odom. LeBron, he's in the last year of his contract. Maybe he moves on. And Jordan has 2 years left on his contract. Maybe LeBron goes to the Bulls, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to stay with the Timberwolves because he's cooking right now. All right, and going into year 7, I believe, you can see the Timberwolves. LeBron James left in free agency, and where did he go? He went to the Houston Rockets. And is Jordan still with the Bulls? He is. But we just got traded. LeBron just left to the Houston Rockets, so I got to go change which teams I select. But that's ridiculous. You go back to back? Yeah, he just went. No, that was his first ring. And now you got to go to the Rockets, where the Rockets lineup is 80. Okay, never mind. It's an old Hakeem Olajuwon with LeBron James, Sleepy Floyd. A little bit better of a team, maybe. But he plays his old team, the Timberwolves, first game of the season. They crushed him. LeBron 22, 10, and 5. And the Bulls beat the Magic behind. Yeah, MJ's not doing too hot. So we got to go to the first matchup between the new look Rockets and the Bulls. And they win by 5 because LeBron had 34, 10, and 9. Fellas, it may be over for the league. It may be over for the league with the Rockets. They win again. LeBron, 27, 10, and 7. Jordan, it's kind of getting carried by Pippen. We're going to go to the playoffs where maybe LeBron can get, I think it would be his 4th straight MVP and maybe back-to-back on rings. And it looks like LeBron's not going to be as good as last year. He's 5th in the conference. So maybe they go far in the playoffs, but they're losing a lot of games. I don't know why he left, but he forfeits his MVP rights to Kevin Garnett. Now he's the MVP. Steve Francis, Rookie of the Year. Eric Wood, 6th man. LeBron was another DPOY. Antoine Jameson, Sidney Farmer. The Hawks are balling. LeBron, once again, first team. And Jordan's not on any first teams. You see LeBron, he's going against Dallas. And I mean, man, it's not looking good. I think the Mavericks are going to win this one, honestly. But we'll see first round. And they got eliminated. LeBron has been eliminated from the playoffs. The Rockets just are not good. And it's just, the Pacers win behind Chris Webber. I don't know why LeBron left. He was chasing the bag. Looks like Jordan is still in the NBA, so we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to go to the draft lottery, where the draft lottery will be won by the Portland Trail Blazers. And this is going to be the draft of Kenyon Martin, Jamal Crawford, Marcus Fizer, Hedo Turkoglu. A ton of NBA greats were going into the draft. And with the first overall selection, the Portland Trail Blazers select Kenyon Martin, the Golden State Warriors select Hedo Turkoglu, the Wizards select Brennan Barnes. Hang on, the Bulls have a high up pick, and they draft Jamal Crawford to pair with Michael Jordan. And he's still in the league. But man, it's looking rough for both of them. I don't understand why LeBron would leave, but I guess he wanted to. Going into the 8th year, LeBron and Scottie are old, man. They're very old. You go to the Rockets. LeBron is 97, but he has nobody else on his team. I don't understand. I don't understand why he left the Timberwolves, but he did. He gave him a ring and left, but it looks like the Rockets are starting to play a little bit better. And it turns out that LeBron had 31-11 and lost because BJ Armstrong went crazy. Look, man, Jordan fans, if you're watching this, this is not me doing this. This is 2K. Don't get mad at me, get mad at 2K, because bro is getting outplayed. Obviously, he's going to get outplayed. He's 37, all right? I can already see the comments now. I can hear the old heads marching in. I can hear them marching in on their Air Monarchs. Don't get mad at me. I'm just the commissioner of the league. I just run the experiments. Yelling at me isn't going to change the fact that Jordan's getting smoked by LeBron. And in this second matchup, the Bulls win again behind Manu Ginobili. Michael Jordan had a good game. What did LeBron do? 19, 10, and 5. All right. But it doesn't look like either of these guys, except the Bulls. The Bulls may end up making the playoffs, but that's all for their matchups throughout the season. And at the end of this year, Kevin Garnett has won an MVP. Kenny Martin, Rookie of the Year. Manu, 6th Man of the Year for the Bulls. Alonzo Mourning, DPOY. Ron Artest, TR Dunn. And LeBron did not make it All-NBA first team. He was second team with Kobe and the Cavs. Weird matchup. Tim Duncan starting to cook. Michael Jordan did not make anything. And the Rockets missed the playoffs, but the Bulls made it. The Bulls somehow made it, and they play the Hawks with Kevin Garnett. And they lost in 5. So, simming the rest of the playoffs, it's looking like the Dallas Mavericks and Glenn Robinson are going to win the finals. This man, Jordan, is not retiring. So, we end the video when Jordan retires. That's all I'm going to say. And the draft lottery this year, the Clippers have the first overall selection. This is going to be the draft of Gilbert Arenas, Pau Gasol, Joe Wells, Joe Johnson, Kwame Brown. He can't play. If you guys remember that. Going into the NBA draft, the first overall selection is going to be the Clippers taking Pau Gasol. The Bucks are going to be taking Gilbert Arenas. The Blazers are getting Joe Johnson. The Knicks are getting Brandon Grant. And the Lakers are selecting Cliff Forrest. Jordan still has 2 years. And LeBron has 2 years as well. But his team's getting a little bit better. Just a little bit better. I'm surprised Hakeem Olajuwon is still in the league. But I don't understand it. I know I've said it a lot. I still don't understand it. All right, now, if you look at the Rockets roster, Wally Szczerbiak, he's there. Larry Hughes, which is actually pretty right because Larry Hughes and LeBron played together on the Cavs. Got a squad. Going to the Bulls. Scottie Pippen, Manu, Mike. They have a good, solid core. Right now, obviously, Michael is going to get super old. Super duper old, in fact. But he never got suspended from the league, or he never retired from the league. I'm sorry. That never happened. Anybody's watching this, I'm sorry. But the first matchup will fall on December 27th. And the Rockets, they're doing better than last year, right? They have a better team around them. And they're going against the Bulls, who they lose to by 8. LeBron had 25, 6, and 3. Michael Jordan had 14, 2, and 4. Jamal Crawford starting to cook. They just got a solid team. You can't do much about that, you know? It happens. Going to their second matchup, the Rockets are 5th in the conference. All they need to do is make the playoffs. You have prime LeBron, all you gotta do is make the playoffs, and he will somehow find his way to the finals. Just like the entire 2000s and the start of the 2010s, LeBron was always in the finals somehow. And in their second matchup, the Rockets beat the Bulls. Scottie had a good game behind LeBron's 23, 13, and 3. The Rockets are just in the playoffs, but just. They had a pretty bad losing streak midway through the year. They need to almost win out to secure themselves a spot. And they do just that. They make a spot. Kevin Garnett with a 3-peat on the MVP. They made the playoffs against the 1-seeded Kings. The Bulls did not make the playoffs. The Kings have Baron Davis, Jim Jackson, Michael Finley, 96 Chris Webber, and Charlie McCormick. And round 1, the Rockets almost came back, but they got them in 5. And the Sixers with Vin Baker have one. I think if Shaq's still there, that's his third. And Michael Jordan is still going. He is still going. And looking at the prospects coming in this year, you have Yao Ming, Amari Stoudemire, Jay Williams, Drew Gooden, Udonis Haslem is coming into the league. He played so long, bro. That was ridiculous. Going into the draft lottery, the first overall pick goes to the Suns. And the Suns' first overall pick is Jay Williams from Duke. The Knicks get Amari Stoudemire. Accurate. Obviously not accurate, but he went there later in his career. The Timberwolves, they get Caron Butler. The Warriors get Drew Gooden. And the Blazers select Yao Ming. Let's see who the Bulls get because they still have Jordan. Carlos Boozer went to the Bulls. Accurate. Jordan's on his last year with the Bulls. This is probably Jordan's last year in the league, which is crazy because the next draft class is actually when LeBron entered the league. And we are now going into the 2000s because LeBron is going to be entering the league soon, which means we are in the Kobe era. Looking at the Rockets roster, you have LeBron, Larry Hughes, Wally Szczerbiak. They have a better team now. Hakeem Olajuwon retired. Going into the Bulls, Michael Jordan is 39 on the last year of his contract. He might retire, but if he retires, I'm going to bring him back for another year. This video has been going on for a while, so I'm only going to go to the playoffs. You know, I hope you guys understand. I don't want to be boring you guys with the content. And don't look now, but it looks like the Rockets, they got their groove back a little bit. Kevin Garnett with another MVP. This is ridiculous. Amari Stoudemire, rookie of the year. Richard Hamilton, Shaq, Christian Jameson. And the Lakers are balling. And the Bulls with Manu Ginobili, they made the playoffs. Manu Ginobili got All-NBA third team, so he's kind of balling. Simulating the first round, the Rockets back into 7-game series, and the Bulls upset the Toronto Raptors. Ridiculous. Now, the 1-seeded Clippers are going against the Rockets. Larry Hughes and LeBron are basically all they have, but you have Paul Pierce. He's on the Clippers a little bit too early, but then Stephon Marbury, yeah, they have a squad. Oh, my goodness. Game 1, Clippers. Game 2, Clippers. Game 3, Clippers. Game 4. Oh my gosh, LeBron got swept down here. It looks like Jordan is going to lose to the Sixers. He does. And the rest of the playoffs, the Clippers win the championship behind Stephon Marbury, Finals MVP. So we go into this year, and Jordan is not retiring. Is he going to ring chase? Is he going to ring chase? He might. He may ring chase. What if he goes to the Wizards? That would be ridiculous. Going into the draft lottery, obviously the number 1 pick is LeBron James and the Supersonics. Get the draft. Looking at this, LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, a squad. But everyone knows who's going first overall. It's the kid from Akron. And I'm going to play a few seasons with it because Jordan hasn't retired yet. And the first overall pick, obviously, is LeBron. The second overall pick is Dwayne Wade. The third overall pick, Edgar Wesley. Oh my gosh, a generational fumble. Where's Chris Bosh? And he goes to the Jazz. So simming to the end. LeBron coming into the league is an 84. And looking at the Bulls, Jordan's contract is up. But he's not retiring. He's 40 still playing. The Rockets. LeBron's contract is up. Do we see a team up on the horizon? Do we see a team up on the horizon? And LeBron did not re-sign with the Rockets. And did Jordan re-sign with the Bulls? He didn't. So let's go. Where is LeBron at? He is on the Hawks with Kevin Garnett. Oh my gosh, bro. The league is cooked. The league is cooked. He just ruined the league. Please tell me Jordan did not sign there. All right, so we have to find Jordan. Jordan, where'd you go, man? Michael Jordan didn't get picked up. And you know what? Since it's the last, it's the final, we're signing Jordan on the league minimum. Michael Jordan, welcome to the Hawks. You are now on the squad. The Hawks are loaded. They have Penny Hardaway, Kevin Garnett, and Michael Jordan. They have to win everything. They have to win everything. And Michael Jordan's going to get minutes in the rotation, dude. This may be the greatest big three of all time. So we'll have to see at the end of the regular season. Does KG repeat? Does LeBron get it? Or is there too much balls going around? Pause. Or is there too many Is there too many people that want the basketball that they can't do it? See you guys at the end of the regular season. And I mean, the Hawks are cooking. But they're somehow 61 wins. Kevin Garnett, is that a 5th straight MVP? That is a 5th straight MVP. LeBron James for the Sonics is Rookie of the Year. Bonzi Wells, Alonzo Mourning, another DPOY. Zach Randolph is in the league now. Gary Bradley. Michael Jordan is the 6th man. And the Hawks are going... The Wizards are actually the number 1 seed. The Hawks in the first round, they bounce the Magic. They sweep them against the Bucks. Who do the Bucks have? Probably should have checked the Magic, but I'm not all too worried. The Bucks have Gilbert Arenas, Corey Maggette, Peja. Oh my gosh, they have a squad. Sean Kemp as well? Man. And the Wizards. Who do the Wizards have? They have Brennan Barnes, Blake Davidson. They have Dirk. Okay, they have a good squad, but I mean, just look at that. You have two 97s in the front court. And you have Penny Hardaway in the back court. And you simulate this round, and the Hawks are going against the Clippers. LeBron is back in the finals. So is Jordan on the same team this time. You have Paul Pierce, Christian Laettner, and Pau Gasol. Dude, their starting five is ridiculous. In game 1, the Hawks win. Game 2, the Hawks win. Game 3, the Hawks win. And in game 4, the Clippers win. Game 5, the Hawks win. And on the final season in this simulation, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan and Penny Hardaway all team up and win a ring. And will that be the final season of Michael Jordan's career? It will, as Michael Jordan retires at the age of 41 in 2004. I'm not gonna lie, that was a cinematic ending. I cannot lie. I'm gonna stop the simulation right there. We just went a couple years, I think 13 years in the simulation. And I'm just gonna say it right now, I'm taking LeBron on the better career aspect. I am. He was all NBA first team every single year but one. Obviously, we came in at the end of Michael Jordan's career, so it's gonna be a little different, but that ending was cinematic, pure cinema. I can't change it. I know I tampered a little bit. I'm signing Jordan, bro. And the Hawks probably would have signed Jordan. That's very key for today's NBA. An old legend wants to come and get a ring. Old legend came and got a ring. Can't complain much about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to do me a big favor, just like and sub. It helps me out, helps me know who's watching the videos, because about 90% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So changing that, I would love to. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. And most importantly, come here close, come here close. Jesus loves you. God bless. Have a great day. Peace.